that legendary things happen at timely manners, right, my guy?
100%.
Yes, sir. So today on the Low Maintenance Asylum Show, guys, we have the legendary Panda in the motherfucking building, my brother.
Hey, that's quite the intro,
bro. I really appreciate it because I just say this a lot too, my guy. That I think we should give roses to people while they're still here. You know, we should give praises to people right in front of their faces while not do it in comments and do it on things like that. And my guy, one thing that I always do have to tell you, thank you, because I think you're one of my inspirations, one of the people that motivates me every day, and I think, but you don't even know that.
Yeah,
So I watch you on this agenda that you have that I can't wait to go into called the TCB.
Yeah.
And my God, I watch you really balance everything in life. And one of my main idols, Matthew McConaughey, talks about, man, you should never be in the credit with life. You should always be in the debit in life. And my guy, you're keeping everything in the debit. Panda, I can't wait for these people to know about you, my guy.
Yeah, again, thank you so much for having me.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a minute, and since we met, I remember you told me you had your podcast, and I always thought it was dope. And I always appreciate people that are tapping into their creative sides, because this is where magic happens.
Right.
I come from a point in time where I know that everything that surrounds you makes you, right? And so not so much what you see on the internet, but it's really your surroundings. So for the music, it's always been about the scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been about, hey, are you in the scene or you're not in the scene?
Right.
And the scene brings out the artists. It's brought out the icons and the legendary people, and so for me, I like to be around people like that, because you never know. I might be sitting here in the presence of greatness. I mean, I am.
Oh my God.
But before the world actually taps in, right?
100%.
So I'm just happy to even be here, and thanks for having me.
My God, I really appreciate that, my brother. One thing I do want to ask you too, I'm a really big fan of the name Panda. I'm a really big fan of the your branding. Your branding is top notch, my guy. It's elite. A lot of people don't brand like you brand, and where did the name Panda come from originally?
So it's a funny story, actually. Shout out my homie Sad Boy, because all of our crew members got these funny names, and with nicknames you kind of fall into them, right? You're given these names, they don't come to you. And so my boy gives me the name. From there, it just became Panda, and everybody started knowing me as such. And I used to party a lot, and everywhere we went, people just kind of, it's easier to remember Panda versus, my government name, right?
I feel you.
So it just kind of stuck with me. But it's funny because hindsight, it almost came to be because it's naturally me. If you know what pandas represent, these animals are so, they're so unique, right? I really think they're not even from this world, to be honest with you. I think they're like alien life forms that we just happen to come across, and we said, oh, you're an animal, so you're a panda bear. But they don't act like bears. They don't act like real animals. You got whole facilities and organizations that take care of these animals like they were humans. Right? It's just crazy to me. And a crazy panda fact, if you didn't know it, is they're not supposed to eat bamboo. They're not supposed to be eating that. That's not part of their diet.
Isn't that their main
But
diet?
That's their main diet. That's
God.
not supposed to be what they're eating. They're supposed to be eating everything else minus that. Because bamboo is one of the hardest substances out there,
nutrients,
right?
okay.
It's literally a building material, right? So, they just munch on it every day. I think they take shits 40 times a day. I'm up there, literally, you see them just live their life a certain way, just carefree, and that's how I am for the most part. And when it comes to the brand, I never really thought about it as a brand, so my intention was never to make this something other than just, hey, they call me Panda.
Right.
But but I turned it into my producer name, which is Panda Bass. And Panda Bass becomes Panda Bass Records. That's the label that I own, and that's where all my music is dropped through. And from there, yeah, you know, it just became something, you know, within my circle in my town. It became something that's just known. So I got a lot of watering holes in Arizona and Phoenix specifically, and everywhere I go, it's Panda, it's Panda, it's Panda. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, that's how that goes, and everything's organic. So you know, I just roll with it, and cool, you know, for my whole life it's gonna be like that, I'm assuming, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
yeah, it's just crazy how that works. And then the shirts, you know, became something of a icon too, because I literally took this logo. So one of my good friends, his name is Johnny Chong, shout out my homie.
Yes, sir.
He actually designed my logo.
That's dope, my
Yeah.
guy.
Everything's local for me.
Was it the homie that used to host the boxing matches at his house?
No.
Okay.
So this dude's a low-key artist, man.
Okay.
Yeah, dope as hell.
My-
Just, you know, you gotta tap in to find this guy. But you know, as soon as I approached him, he made me this logo, and it just took off. And I put it on a shirt one day. I started rocking my own shirt.
Yes, sir.
People started asking me like, "Where's that shirt? Where'd you get that shirt? Where can I buy that shirt?" And the funniest thing to me now is that I do a lot better on my clothing than my music. I always say that too. Like, you'll see this shirt quicker than you'll hear the music. Hey, but it's all good. You know, I'll take it, because at the end of the day, it's the brand. You know,
Right.
And if it somehow leads to the music, cool. If it leads to something else, whatever.
Right.
So I actually have a slogan for Panda Bass Records,
Okay.
and I came up with this because, you know, I always wanted to stay true and know where I was in this world. You know my place, right? So the motto for my company, it's a lifestyle brand for ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Woo!
So, you know, that right there is what Panda Bass is all about. It's not just music, it's not just clothing. It really is a representation of anybody that's doing their thing, that's taking care of business, but then still making time to explore who they are in a creative space.
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
Pushing yourself to your fullest potential.
100%.
My guy. And that takes me right into our next segment, that a lot of people always see the term TCB. I think people like us, and even Ivan might, like, you know, Ivan got the guns on him. You know, us three definitely understand, you know, the term TCB. Bro, how did you come up with it? It turned into such a bigger thing now, you know, it's such a beautiful thing.
It's funny. So literally, we were talking about this a little bit before we got started, but I'm obsessed with motorcycles, and I'm also obsessed with motorcycle clubs. I've been obsessed since the day I rode my first motorcycle, and I used to watch these documentaries on TV. You remember Gangland?
Yes, sir.
If you know Gangland, I love you. Like, if you know that show, I love you. Because those are the real OG shows, right?
Bro.
So they had this episode on the Hells Angels, I want to say. And you know how they'll give you specific, like they give you a rap sheet, so-and-so, their nickname, right?
Okay.
And they brought up a term, TCB. And they said taking care of business. And so ever since then, it just stuck in me. Like, it just stuck in my head. And since I've told you that, you know, I'm going to get this motorcycle club going, you know, I've always said, hey, what is the motto? Is TCB. You got to take care of business. And that's just it. And so, you know, when I started documenting, because, you know, I'm not too consistent, I will say, on my social media, or as much as I should be. But, you know, for the most part, you'll catch me doing my thing at the gym, working wherever I'm working, you know, selling whatever I'm selling, and it's always TCB.
100%.
You know, and so I just know that whether people know this or not, you do something long enough that people are exposed to, it's gonna ingrain in their heads. It's gonna stick. Right? So I already know that. So I don't even have to like push anything. I just, as long as I'm consistent with it, I'm gonna get it into people's heads. And it is. I mean, I got proof with you, right?
Right, bro.
And a lot of people tell me too. They go TCB. I'm like, oh yeah, I got the kiddos going TCB. I'm
Let's
like,
go.
Well, did you do your push-ups today? All right, TCB. Let's go.
Right.
But it's a mindset, right? That's then followed by actions. And so, The last thing I ever want to be remembered as is somebody that didn't do so. That I just can't
100%.
be okay with that.
Right, man.
And I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that it's every day. Hey, TCB means you got to do when you don't feel like it. And if one day you slip up, then the next day you go and take care of business again.
Right.
Or in that one situation, maybe you didn't do what you were supposed to do. Well, you got to do it
Right.
next time. So that's the beauty of it. You know, it's never going to be something where you're held accountable to anybody else besides yourself.
I love that.
Right? So I have to be accountable to myself first before I can hold anybody else accountable. And so that's just the building block for me, the foundation. So from there, everything else stems out.
Bro, a lot of people think that it's just is easy to lie to other people. No, I didn't do it. And like lying to yourself is the more harder part of things.
Yeah, you got to look in the mirror every single day. And what's crazy is that I ask this question to certain people as I go through my journey, and you'll be surprised how many people say they haven't looked in the mirror. Truthfully, it's crazy to me.
That's so true.
Because I was once that person.
My man.
And you got to look and see who you are.
Right.
And then from there, either you adjust or you accept.
Very true.
And that's just it. And you know, how important is it in life to know who you are?
Very true.
And everything that I do is an inspiration for the positive.
Right.
And that's just, I guess that's why the perception is there. And that's the goal. You know, my day-to-day is day-to-day, right?
Right.
And it's hard, you know. I have my days, and I definitely do.
But we get them through.
But hey, you know, at the end, what am I going to put out there?
Right.
You know, you won't catch me crying on IG. You know, you won't catch me crying on the. You know, I'm not knocking anybody that does. I'm just saying you won't catch me on
100%.
I cry when I have to cry on my own and close doors around the people I care about.
And bro, and that is respectful and noble and true. And I think that's how it should be done. You know.
Hey, you just you know, what can you do?
My
you
God,
know,
right?
What can you do, right? And it's hard sometimes, and it is what it is. But but again, you know, the validation's never gonna come from online. It's never gonna come from social media. It might be temporary validation, you know. I mean, we get those dopamine hits for sure. And that was the last time I went, and I just renewed my passport last year, and I'm definitely going this year, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
I want to go and do like the touristy stuff.
Oh yeah,
and go to like the beaches, the resorts, but
Surf
also
City?
go to like just in general, like visit like the pyramids. So you know, like
Everything is green, right?
It's jungle, dude. It's
Okay.
rainforest, dude. It's perfect, man. And I mean, it's one of the surf capitals of the world.
Fire.
So it's getting promoted more. People know about it more. Like it's out there now.
Okay.
People know where Salvador is now.
Yeah,
But
quick shout out to the
before,
president though,
Yeah.
Bukele for sure, because that man has turned that country inside out, and you know it used to be the murder capital of the world. I don't know if you knew that.
And if y'all didn't watch Gangland back in the days, MS-13 was on there.
It's crazy how that little country came to be so famous for that reason.
Bro,
It breaks my heart.
Facts.
But the beauty of it that it's turned around, and you know, now it's totally different, and there's a vision for the future, and I can't wait to go. I can't.
I love that, bro. Shouts out to that. And I always say this, man, that I love cultures that have respect, or that always come with respect. And every single Salvadorian that I always see, before they even say something, I can tell. Like, it's just the way that they carry themselves. It's just more like of a respect demeanor. Like, I come in here with respect, and I'm pursuing respect to everybody else, bro. And that is the most like beautiful thing, and I think that's why a lot of people gravitate towards Salvadorians a lot too, bro. Because, you know, again, you know, the main common fundamental thing is respect.
Yeah, it is, and it's like coming from humble people, you know, and understanding that, hey, you know, we're just trying to have fun and trying to live this life and have a great time. That's what I'm saying. You know, we have the best parties. I mean, and every culture has their thing, right? So I know that for us, it's just life's a party, and life's you know, life's hard, but we make the most out of it.
I love that, bro.
And yeah, it's been amazing.
So
shout out to all my Salvies out there, and I got so much love for all y'all, and and we're just trying to make it out and trying to get our name on the board too.
I like that, bro. Hell yeah. Bro, before we do leave, my guy, drop the socials on us, man. Where can they find you?
Yeah.
My guy.
All right. So Panda base, Panda underscore BASE on IG, on Twitter, Facebook. No TikTok yet. I should actually get on that. But,
Me both.
yeah, I haven't done all that yet. And then YouTube as well, man. So yeah, that's the handle. And then the homie Noetic underscore the underscore poetic. If you go to my IG, he's all over the place. And so quick shout outs to the other homies that have been essential to my movement. My homie Dro, you can find him on there too. We got projects together. The homie Baker in New York, the homie Yace in Philly. We got the homies in Cali too, and then obviously Cash Plays out here doing their thing. And so appreciate everybody. My girl K Marie, she was running crazy shit over there.
My God,
Southside all day, but a lot of people that been influential to me, and so I hope I didn't forget nobody, but I really just got a lot of love for all my peeps out there doing their thing.
Grovetown.
Hey, Grovetown, it's coming out Friday. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. It's something you can vibe to. Grab your lady, do your thing, take her out. Just go ahead and listen to it and share that shit.
My guy, hell yeah. Make sure to check it out. And every single platform out there, you can definitely find it. Ivan, drop the socials on us, my guy.
The only thing, guys, Instagram is Ivan_Teddy15. That's all I got. Unless you want to talk to me on Snapchat.
He goes, and that's it.
That's a whole different thing.
Oh yeah, Snapchat too.
Yes,
It's Panda.BASE.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's all I got.
And I'm always on there posting bullshit. So yeah, that's not really for the music. I record a lot, man.
Hell yeah,
I record a lot, so
you got to, bro. You got to put it out there.
Some people might not like it, but whatever.
Mike.
At the end, they're glad that I did.
Right.
They're glad that I did. So yeah, you'll see everything from day to day, to the music, to the eats, to the bad. I mean, you see everything. So
I love that.
I don't hold back on that.
I love that, bro. And it showed you the whole lifestyle of
That's
Panda.
it, man. That's it. And like I said, we're all in this and trying to do something great. So. I'm just happy to be part of it.
My guy.
And thank you, man, for having me too, man.
Oh, my brother. Always.
The energy is on another level, man. I
appreciate you, bro.
I can definitely go on my way and handle my biz today on a better level.
Hell yeah, bro.
And thank you too for opening your house to me, man.
Of course.
Man, bro,
beautiful house.
We Salvadorian, we family. All Salvadorians.
Hell yeah, that's right.
No matter what, like if you find out Salvadorians, they become best friends.
That's right.
That always happens.
That's right.
Because there's a few out there, especially here in Arizona, but well, we always find each other somehow. We always find each other.
But you guys gravitate towards each other, man.
Yeah,
It always happens.
100%.
Always happens.
The law of attraction.
Thanks again, man.
Of course, man. Thank you, bro. Again, to everybody, make sure to check out my guy. Make sure to check out all the music in its entirety. Grovetown, Friday, dropping. And with that, allow me a parting gift. Drink your water. Tip your bartender. Peace. My brother.
Hell yeah.
My brother.
Oh, dude.
Thank you, man.
That's pretty cool,
man. I love that.
I want to say something.
Yes,
I
sir.
want to say it on air. I want your opinion on something as a Salvi, bro. Because I have this opinion and a few people do too. But why is it so hard to find a sexy Salvi?
Because they're the thing is, because I thought the same shit. I'm not lying. That one thing, they Mexicans.
Okay.
Bro,
It's true. But like you can't find them. But like, especially not in the States.
They're there.
I feel like not in the States. You have to go back home to find them.
Yeah.
And they're nurtured. They're raised right. They know how to cook and clean. Most women out here don't know that. But I feel it's just like I think coming out here.
Well, would y'all go out to California? It's California.
I mean, Cali. Okay, so like it's crazy. So like. There's a big pocket of Salvies in LA, in Texas, and then on the East Coast, like Maryland, Virginia.
Interesting.
Dude,
Okay.
It's crazy how that works, and then everybody else in between.
It's like pocketed, kind of.
But yo, like I've always said this, bro. You won't catch me with a Salvi girl because they're just they're fugly, man. They're fugly, bro. Like they're just they are, dude. Like we're not known for that. But like, but I'm like, man, am I wrong? Like, am I?
No,
you know,
you're not wrong.
It's not wrong.
Am I wrong? Because I look like you know, I know a few off the bat that, you know, personally, they're beautiful,
Right?
beautiful. But for the most part, yo, you never. Ever. That's why my thing is I've never been like, oh, I can't wait to find a Salvadorian chick. Nah, dude, it's always been Mexican for me.
I would love to find somebody keep it full 100%.
Yeah.
But like,
Exactly.
that's why I date Mexicans. My last girlfriend was black and white. I wanted to try something different.
Oh, nice.
It was different attitude. Different attitude.
You know what's crazy in our culture though, bro? There's a lot of people like you with the colored eyes. And like that don't look Salvadorian, bro. Like my cousin, like you know Pablo.
Right.
Pablo does not look Salvi. Doesn't even look Hispanic, really.
No,
and
right.
my boy has the blonde hair with the green eyes.
Yeah.
His mom, same thing, natural. His brother, same thing. You know, my grandpa, green eyes too. He looked like Sinatra.
That's so dope.
And it's just weird how in our culture we have a lot of like.
It's just random.
Yeah.
Gems, low key.
That's why I tell people I'm Salvadorian, and I was like, no, you're not. I'm like,
They think
why
you're
the
white.
fuck? They think I'm white, but yeah, the
Or
white don't
European.
think I'm white. They think I'm Mexican. But then all the fucking Spanish think I'm white.
Russia.
That's funny, dude.
I've gotten Russian because of my name, Middle Eastern because of my beard. I was wrong asked me if I was part black because of my lips. I'm like, first of all, no.
Be like, no.
I was like, no disrespect, but my lips are that type.
Yeah, because that false identity is a motherfucker. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you, you know, your persona or whatever it is based off gratification coming from others,
100%.
that shit's gonna end one day.
Right.
So what do you got then? You know, who do you have left? It's just you.
You yourself.
Yeah.
Right, man.
So I try to remember that. You know, I try to live my life like that, and so. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of things that I've learned throughout the years, and you know, experience is the best teacher in my opinion. But that's really where I know I stand, and it's very simple. I just take care of business. You know, like that's it. I want to just do what I got to do, and please call me out on it if I'm not. You know, just like you know, a little segue into my music, but you know, I've been doing music since 2014, and I took a pretty good hiatus, and you know, I just let life take over for a bit, and people were holding me accountable and said, what happened to the music? What happened? And what can I say? You know, I just stopped, right? That didn't sit well with me.
My God, was it a writer's block? Was there?
You know what? I will say that it's really just a mentality thing, a mindset thing, because I'm a very one-track mind. You know, like I just focus on one thing at once, and so I had other things in my life that I was focusing on, and you know, that just took a back seat. And so that literally ended up going from a week to a month to months.
I feel you.
Luckily, it's not too long, but you know, the beauty of this is that you can pick up whenever you want.
Right.
And you know, yeah, I got a little fan base here and there, but the loyal ones stuck. The unloyal ones didn't stick, and that's cool, you know. But I have an opportunity to build it up and have a actual direction. Because a lot of times too, the direction is not there because you're focusing so much on the creative part. Where okay, cool, like where are you gonna go with it? What are you gonna do? And I've never been a fan of making something or doing something that wasn't gonna be showcased. Just
I like that.
Never been a fan of that, because then for what?
Right.
I mean, if it's for you and it's just for your personal gratification, cool. You know, do your thing. But if it's something that you know is dope, and you know, in this world, everybody likes something.
Right.
So somebody's gonna like my music. Somebody's gonna like your podcast and your style of interviewing, right?
Right.
So why not show it off?
Why not get it out there?
Why not get it out there?
Right.
Why not? Because you never know what you're sitting on. And so, yeah, that was the thing for me. And so when people started holding me accountable, and I said, look, I got this music. You know, I got a studio. Why am I not sitting down?
Right.
And it just took a little bit of effort, and here we are again. And now I'm back on track.
That's too dope.
Yeah.
Bro, but did you start making, but did you start rapping first, or did you start making beats first?
No, so I never rapped, and it's funny because if I ever tried to rap, It's terrible.
My God.
It's terrible. I'm not gonna lie.
We should drop the song one day.
My bars always consist of me taking somebody's bitch or doing something else to somebody's bitch, and I go, I'm not even gonna do that. Like, why am I talking about that?
Respectful,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But like, it's just funny how that works out. But I started with beats, and no lie, man, I was listening to music, and I've always been a fan of music, but I was listening to some Wiz back in the day in my homie's garage, and we're stoned, just doing our thing. It was like a weekly thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking, I go, you know what? I think I can make some beats. I think I can make like beats like this and do this thing. And a week later, I bought a laptop. A week later, I had the homie get me FL Studio, Fruity Loops.
Let's go.
And I just started making beats. And I think I like got into a studio not even a month afterwards. Like I was at a studio downtown called Wildfire.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I started a little collective with the homies. And it was called DMT, Digital Mind Trip. Yeah. So that's where I started. But literally every week I would end up at the studio, and it was a dope ass studio downtown, and we'd create. And I just started going from there, and then I started meeting different people. We started doing shows, and yeah, I just kept to the beats. And the biggest thing besides the beats has always been myself. I've always kind of known how to market myself, so I've always been able to get into spots and into situations where, hey, there's a little recognition, so let's just push it. Let's just go. And that's just it. And yeah, beats has always been my thing, and I learned how to record, I learned how to mix, and I got several years under me with that. And I'm definitely not a master yet, but I know how to get around.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And the fan base is proof in the pudding, because I got peeps in Canada, I got peeps in Japan, I got peeps in Mexico, I got peeps in El Salvador, I got peeps everywhere that check out the music, actually listen to it, and are following. So I know it wouldn't have happened if there wasn't something there. I know it wouldn't have gone nowhere like that if there was some value to it. Right. So that's how that's gone.
Shouts out to that, bro.
Yeah,
hell
man.
yeah.
So
my
crazy.
God, where did you find the inspiration, man, to like make your first beat? Like, how did you? Where did the first mindset come from? Do you still remember that day?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%, man. I made this beat, and I'm sure just like with you, you probably opened this program up and said, well, where do I go? What do I do? Right?
Yes, sir.
So the same thing with me. And see, I'm a drummer, right? So the first thing I had pop up was the step sequencer where you can program your drums. All right, started making a simple beat. Boom, cha, boom, boom, cha, boom, right? So I started making a beat, and cool. All right, so where are the other sounds? Where are the other instruments?
Right.
And it was just a process of like every day just sitting down and figuring things out little by little. And I remember I made this beat, and it was a crazy, I wouldn't even call it a banger, but it's just this crazy beat that had the foundation of what I wanted at the time. And I was in school at the time, learning studio, audio recording, and I brought this beat into the actual studio, and everybody that was in that class was trying to be a rapper, so they all jumped in on the beat and they just started rapping on it, and I just remember that was the first one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I still have that beat to this day. It's in I call it the Sith holocrons, dude, because they're hidden.
I love that. Yes,
they're
sir.
hidden. So I got them hidden. But yeah, man, that's how it started. And yeah, week after week, the goal was to make a beat or a couple beats, take it to the studio, and then the homies from DMT would rap on it.
I like that.
Hey,
bro.
shout out my homie Smoke. Shout out my homie Domain. I love y'all. These people, everybody that's been in my journey that's added to it, I will forever got love.
Yes, sir.
Unless you fuck me over, then fuck you. I haven't had nobody. I'm blessed to say that. It's just not that kind of energy I bring, and I think that I don't allow that energy around me. So nobody in my past has really done me dirty, which is great, and I just got a lot of love for the people that have been there to help me out and get me going.
And you always meet everybody with a loving hand.
Oh.
So I think there's zero, like time for that.
And maybe, I don't know. It's what I put out. It's what I give. What I get back, right? So not to say that I'm this or that. I just know that if I'm gonna try to run with, street dudes that are gonna stab and shoot somebody or whatever the case, right? I'm going extreme. But I'm just saying, if I'm kicking it with the wrong crew, then I know what I'm getting myself into. But if 100%. I'm putting myself in a situation where I'm with like-minded people, hey, we're not gonna have no problems,
right?
And if right off the bat I feel some type of way, I'm, all right, cool, man.
Like the stage
it's
left.
cool, man. We cool. Like let's do our thing on our prospective sides, right?
Right.
But that's just it. And everybody that's helped me out and believed in me and just giving me inspiration, like I really take all of that in, and it really helps me out. So
that's so dope, bro.
Never stop doing that. Never stop supporting your friends' dreams and ambitions, because you never know.
Right, man.
That's what keeps them going.
And I see the family, bro, and every single function that the family does have, I get so happy to see, like, everybody's wearing a Panda-based record. Like, everybody's wearing the shirt. So I love how everyone, even in the family, like, shows mad love. And I think that's mad important. Like, because I think there's some people that go home and they're like, oh, my little brother has a little rapping career. And, like, they don't really push it for him. But I think that they should,
Yeah, and it's 100% true. You should, because you never know. And if there's one thing I feel like it's very important, especially when it comes to family, it's always pushing people that have that ambition, because you never know.
Right.
Now, will it work out? Who knows? But at least you were there to push them.
Right.
At least they tried. Now, if because in my past, I thought I was gonna be a WWE wrestler, bro. That was my dream as a kid. Yeah. Like straight up, I thought that was gonna be my calling. Everything I did involved wrestling, but I didn't have support for that. It was a fad to some, and so I get that, right? But I could have been.
I would have definitely rocked with you, bro.
I could have been, I could have, been on there now, but looking back at it, it's just one of those life lessons where you really do gotta show people support in whatever they're doing, because you just don't know.
Right.
And it's up to them, right? So what does it cost you to show support and say, hey, my homie's doing this or my homegirl's doing that? It doesn't cost anything.
Exactly.
But it does matter when it's not there.
Right.
And so I've been very blessed to have a crew. The burritos, I call them the burritos out there. Shout out the burritos, and y'all know who you are. Yeah, so I got this crew that's been rocking with me forever, and through the different stages of life, and Panda-based shirts are everywhere.
Yes,
right?
sir.
And it's crazy because I'll go places and I just gotta say this. I apologize to all the people that I owe Panda-based shirts to. Yeah, man. I have this thing that I do where I say, hey, you know this song or you know this, I send you a Panda-based shirt, and I just never get around to it. But then people come up to me and be like, hey, where's my shirt? Where's my shirt? Hey, remember you said you're gonna give me a shirt?
Like,
and I go, yeah, I do. And I will, I will. I definitely will. But it's just funny because it became a thing. It literally became a thing. And so I'm so happy for that.
Hell yeah.
That's kind of a little legacy for me. And so, yeah, I proudly wear my logo and my brand. And, if you catch me out there in a Panda-based shirt, say what's up. Right.
Yes, sir. I love that, man. Now, going into our next thing, bro. When did you first work on your first project? Did you sit down with an artist? Did you sit down with a group? Or was it with the DMT itself?
My first project was with DMT, and we had a little EP come out. And, yeah, we just got we dived into it, right? And we were in school at the time, so we were around each other a lot. And to me, that first project was just something that was, was something that I could knock off my list, because I literally got to record this in a real studio with a real board, with a real mic, and get it all done and put out. And so that was the first project, and I don't even remember how long it took, but I remember we were just going through the songs and looking at it now, back then, the homies had so much faith in me because I was just starting off. These beats were, you know, mid at best. I'm not gonna lie, right? But you know, the soul and the heart were in them enough to people put, you know, they could put lyrics onto them, right? So I was very happy for that because they were just so supportive and let's go, let's get it done. And once that was done, I realized, well, hey, you know, I can do this. You know, I can really focus on this and get better and know that it's not anything out of this world. It's not rocket science to do.
Right.
So that was my first project with them, and it was great, you know. And I remember the songs to this day, and I remember being there. And every Saturday we'd be at the studio, and we'd turn up, man, turn up, and just go crazy. And the next day, I remember listening to what we recorded, and I was just mind blown. And people were just like, "Oh, what the heck are you doing, dude? Like, you said you were gonna make beats. Now you're just doing this. You're doing that." I started getting to beat battles. I remember I did a beat battle where one of J. Cole's producers was there.
My God.
He gave me some words. He said, "Man, you're gonna make it," like straight up. And it was the energy, you feel me? Like, it was the energy that I had, and I said, all right, let me do this. I really believe in this, and I can get it done. And so, yeah, I just fully immersed myself into it, and that's kind of how that went.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and then I ended up meeting different artists, and yeah, you know, I started seeing everybody that was grinding, and it just inspired me more.
I love that, bro.
Yeah, so I really have a good experience in all of that. You know, it's been very nice for me.
I love that.
Yeah, to go through it all and experience what it's like to be an artist, right?
For real, bro. And if y'all ever meet Panda in real life, guys, genuineness is with his name also. Like when you see him, he's a genuine. Like, there's a lot of people that we had this conversation off the air, man. But you really just meet some people that are not, you know, who they are. And it's very easy to tell, bro.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And I think the older that we do get, I read this book, man, with the Laws of Human Nature. Shout out to Robert Greene. Bro,
yeah, I know him.
My guy, hey,
yeah.
Right? Man, that guy is smart as shit.
Is he the same guy that did the 48?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I listened to his books.
Oh my God, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, he is a genius. But he said in this book, he's like, the older that you get, but the harder it is to hide your faults.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so fucking true. And like, I think the older that we do get, the more easier it is to see other people's intentions. And like, sometimes what you're saying don't underlie with your intentions, so people can tell that your intentions and your energy is off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people, just be yourself. I promise you, like, the world would be such a better place.
Facts.
Bro.
So I have this thing, right? Whenever I meet somebody for the first time, if the first thing you tell me is how much money you got, or
Yes,
what it is that you got, like material wise,
Right.
I already know who you are, and I don't give a shit.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, you know, it's just, I am not impressed by no means by nothing. You know, I appreciate things and I can admire things, but to be impressed, I'm not impressed, right?
Right.
And for me, I think that the biggest just put off is, I don't give a shit, you know, like, hey, you know, you don't know my bank account, you don't know what I got. But does it fucking matter? Like, does it really? I mean, does it matter, right? It matters. Who are you? You know, like,
right?
Let me get to know you, and that is kind of my filter whenever I interact with people, because 9 times out of 10, that's what it comes down to, and it's just crazy that that's the world we live in, you know. And whenever I get the 1%, I'm so like, all right, cool, let's talk, let's see what's up. Let me get to know you, because then I already know who you are, and I know that you're not on some other shit where you're trying to impress people, because you know, that's what it comes down to. Is like you were saying, people want to put up a certain front, and for what? Right. At the end of the day, your shit stinks just like mine.
100%.
And so what is it? And yeah, you might have more money than me, or you might have this, might have that, things that I don't have, but you might not have them tomorrow, and I might. Right.
It's all in here. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's why I've always been I've always been just, hey, you know, let's talk, but
Right.
let me see what's up. And it's very far and few in between that you get to experience that with like-minded people.
100%.
Yeah,
bro.
so that's the whole thing. And I'm a big fan of people that like to educate themselves.
Yes,
people that
sir.
like to dive into knowledge, you know, because I think in my 30s I've learned that I don't know it all, and a big ego. What do you call that term? It's like ego shock, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
Is when you find out that the world's not what you think it is, and the life is not what you think it is, you know, and that is a hard lesson, humility, right? But once you learn that, then you're more aware. And I have this saying, I always say it all the time, but I'd rather be aware than right.
I like that.
I'd rather be aware, because at that point I know what it is, versus that I'm so stuck on thinking I'm right about something.
Exactly.
And I'm not gonna lie, you know, I get into moments where like I think I'm right, or I'm stubborn. My girl shout out my baby. She says I'm so stubborn, and I sure am. You know, but at the other side of it though, I know that, hey, I could be wrong.
Right.
I could be wrong, you know, and if you have enough influence over me, you'll get your point across.
Oh,
and that's my whole thing, right?
Deep, oh man, that's a gem right there. If you have enough influence, right?
Yeah, you'll get your point across.
Right.
And how do you get influence with me? It's your actions and who you are. You know, that's just it. Like, it's not gonna be money. It's not gonna be this or the other. It's just gonna be who you are. And am I inspired by you? Do I admire you? Do you have certain things that I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I look up to that. Because I like looking up. I don't like looking down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to strive for something. Right? So I had a homie once tell me, he's like, hey, if I'm ever in a group of friends, he goes, I want to be the brokest one in there. I want to be the one with the least. I want to be the one that's got to climb up. Because if I'm the one at the top, then I'm not going to grow. And that's 100% facts.
I don't got anything to learn here.
Yeah, nothing. And you know, it's crazy how that works, but I really do like that perspective.
Right, bro.
Because for me, I know what I want in life, and I know where I want to get to. I want the nice things in life, but I want to do it on my own terms, and I don't want nobody to give it to me.
Right.
Like, I don't ever want to be in a position where I gotta quote unquote sell my soul to inherit whatever it is that I really want. Like, I don't ever want to be there. I want to earn my way out and get it the way I can.
Right.
And nobody will say, hey, I gave you this, or it's because of me. That won't ever be the case with me. Like, nobody can ever say that. Now, did people inspire me? Did people help me? People support me? Yes, they did.
Right.
But nobody gave me shit.
I got it out the mud, right?
Yeah, nobody gave me shit, right? So that's kind of where that's where I stand.
Hell yeah, bro. Now, I have friends. I'm just gonna point.
Hey, shout out to friends.
My guy, right? Friends that are thinking about going into beat making, man, but like more on the EDM side.
Okay.
What's your advice to give to new producers or new people coming out nowadays that haven't really jumped off that ledge, if you say so?
Yeah, I would say, first of all, decide if that's what you really want to do. It starts there. Because for me, I can say, hey, I knew the moment that I said it, I was going to do it. If I would have said that any time prior to that, probably wouldn't have happened.
Right.
And so I'm saying, if you're going to go ahead and think about it, decide if you're going to do it. Because once you make that decision, you will do it. You won't know how to jump, but you will. And that's my best advice.
Hell yeah. Bro, I can't wait because I've been telling him he loves EDM.
Yeah.
And I can't wait.
He looks like it too. I don't know what it is.
I love music in general. Like,
yeah.
I listen to a lot of EDM. I've been raving since I was 18, so 14 years now.
Okay.
Got a lot of rock concerts. Like, I listen to hip hop. I grew up a big hip hop fan.
Oh yeah.
My brother is going to turn 40 this year, so I grew up listening to Tupac, Biggie.
Yeah.
My first concert was Both Thugs and Harmony.
Hell
I was
yeah.
15.
Hell yeah.
So we went to go see Wu-Tang last year with Nas and Busta Rhymes. So I like the old school shit. Like, I like hip hop, but like EDM and like rock is like where my heart like lies now. I still love hip hop, It's still
of course.
I've been talking to these people about about DJing, but more making beats, more on the side because like I feel like it'll be more like a to like escape my mind doing shit.
I like that.
Because like I always like I feel like I'm still trying to find myself. I know who I am in a sense, but like I feel like I'm trying to find new things.
Sure.
But yeah, when I was younger,
You're
like,
exploring.
Yeah, that's the perfect word. Because like I love anime, love video games, and now I go to gym a lot, and and after that like I work a lot. So like I don't got time for the gym. I got time for the gym. I don't got time for video games that much at anime. But like I've been wanting to experience like expand my mind a little bit more in music because like I said I love it. Like I always listen to it. That's all I do. I spend every day like all my day. I work, listen to music. I'm in the car, listen to music. Literally.
Music
Most of my
is
day.
life.
Music is what inspires me and literally what gives me like is what makes me happy. You're not having a bad day. I gotta listen to one of the like most like saddest songs, but at the same time it makes me happy because like it makes me feel something, you know. It makes me feel like alive, and that's why I enjoy music. That's why I think about making beats and everything like that, just so like I can feel like I'm a part of it as well, you know.
Sure.
I love that.
And look, all I can tell you is that run with that feeling, because it's a monkey on your back that's there for a reason, and you'll never know what that's like until you do it.
Yeah.
And YouTube is gonna be your best friend.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, if there's one thing I really do love about humans in general, is that we love to share knowledge.
Facts.
We love to share knowledge, and you know, YouTube is gonna be your best friend, and you know, if that's what you're leaning into, I mean, all you got to do is just do it, and you start small, no expectations. Just go ahead and do it, and you never know. And if it's something that you truly become passionate about, you're gonna do it. You're gonna figure it out, and that tapping into that creative side, like I said, I really feel bad for people that don't get to do that, because there's something about humans where we have this spirit that you're only able to showcase if you tap into your creativeness.
Right.
I can know you as the coworker, I can know you as the homie, I can know you as whatever it is, but I mean, who are you really until you start creating from within?
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. So, and another thing that I think that would make the world a better place too. I think we'd have a lot better time if people just took time to figure out who they were and create.
100%,
right?
bro.
So I want you to do it, man. I want you to do it, because
hell yeah.
I don't know. You doesn't matter what your goal is, but as long as you make something that you're proud of and that turns out to be dope, hey, you never know.
Yeah.
I might just hear a Panda and a T3, right? T3.
Hey,
that's
T3 in the future.
T3.
Yeah.
So you want to know something crazy? So there's a band called 3 Teeth.
My God.
Yeah, dog. So it all comes full circle.
Right?
3 Teeth, dude. And it's funny because I don't even listen to their music, but I stole the lead dude's haircut.
Hey!
For a minute, I had the 3 Teeth hairstyle, but it was so funny. But hey, you never know, man. You just gotta do it, and that's just what it comes down to. And one person told me, an OG, he says, time is the biggest thing that you can possibly want in life, because time is gonna allow you to do things, and you only got a limited window to do it. So and don't waste it. Don't waste it. I mean, you work, you do your thing, you pay your bills, you work out, like you do all these things, but that's just a cherry on top that you sit down and you create. And one thing I will say, this is a little bit of a tip, is just go ahead and sit down each and every time. You don't know what you're gonna do, just sit down and see. Because every one of my beats, every one of my songs, everything I've ever done has been a product of just me sitting down and seeing what happens.
I love that.
Literally. And I can attest to that. If I wasn't in that position to just sit, I wouldn't be here.
I like that. Now, my guy, that's another great thing to kind of get into that I would like to tell all our future success makers in whatever they're doing, rapping, whatever. Which one way did you learn discipline, and how can you hone that in? Because a lot of people really don't have that. Like, they're like, I do want to sit down, but I just, and like things always come up, but like, how did you learn that discipline of like, all right, man, I gotta do this. Like, I just have to do this.
It's crazy to me that that's the perception you have because I am not disciplined.
My guy.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm in a season in my life where I am looking to achieve the next level. Now, this is music, this is career, this is family, this is everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that my girlfriend told me was that I needed to be disciplined. She goes, you need to be disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a panda. Pandas are not disciplined.
No, we don't learn that.
We don't work that way, right?
Right.
And you know, I can use that as an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. But to be honest with you, the discipline that it looks like it's just a substitute for passion.
Mm-hmm.
Passion is what drives me. I'm a very passionate person.
Mm-hmm.
So if I care, I really, really care. If I don't care, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I do it because I'm passionate about it. I definitely got to be disciplined, though. Definitely got to work on that.
I feel you.
I mean, it's just one of those core traits that, you know, if you don't got it, then it's going to be hard to reach the next level because, you know, passion can only take you so far.
Mm-hmm.
Ambition only so far. Motivation is not a daily thing.
Right.
Like, you know, nobody's motivated every day. I don't care what anybody says.
Right.
But the discipline is what gets you to that spot. It substitutes all of that for what you need to do. So
100%.
I will say that that's a big, big thing. And if you're a person that's disciplined, shout out to you because I can definitely be more disciplined. You know, I'm not, you know, and that's something that I'm working on for real because you know, I want to go next level, plain and simple, and I don't want to stay stuck.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel that, bro.
So it's just crazy that that's the perception.
No, like, and it's great, bro, because I think it also comes with. Like I think TCB is discipline, you know.
Yeah.
Hard work too.
Yeah, no, man, it's crazy because you know you hit the gym. This boy got the guns,
bro, for real.
I don't know about all that.
Hey, you don't get to that spot without putting in the work,
right?
You know, you just don't. So I respect that 100%. For me, gym has been one of those things where look, I'm closer to 40. Then I'm closer to 30, right? Mm-hmm. But I know that if I make the habits now, you know, getting into that older age, I'll be in a lot better position than if I didn't.
100%.
You know, and that's kind of the goal there because, you know, if I'm not good, then I'm not going to be able to do anything else. You know, and if I can't even get up out of bed or whatever the case, then yeah, there's just, I literally... I'm done with life, you know, and I'm not done.
Right, bro.
You know, I'm not done, but I have to proactively work on it because God did not bless me with the genes to eat whatever I want and be slim.
Oh my God.
You know, it just didn't happen for me, right?
Right.
But it's all good, you know. It's the fight against genetics, but it's work that you got to put in, and I like it.
Right.
You know, I like to do what I got to do, and I like to know that people are inspired by that because I'm not going to tell you what to do. That's not a leader, you know. A leader's going to lead from the front. Right. And I've always been a leader whether I like it or not. That's just what it is, but don't tell me what to do, show me what to do, you know.
I like that. Yes, sir.
So that's just it.
Now, and make sure to follow Panda on Instagram because he literally shows you in all these gym videos on bro, it's some like working out. Like my guy, I see the way
you're wrong. I'm not trying to be a fitness influencer, none of that shit. It's like no, you know, I'm not.
It's
not
fun.
That's not. I'm just showing you my day to day.
I love
right?
that, bro.
And that's
yes,
just
sir.
and it's crazy because you know I got people that come into my life and they help me out with these goals. It's weird how this works because it's the law of attraction, right? And you know you set out to do certain things and the universe will align itself and bring you things and people to help you get there. So I got homies that reach out to me and you know, that wouldn't have probably reached out to me if it wasn't for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have it on the music side, then I have it on the clothing side, and I have it on the business side, and
right.
yeah, you know, it just, everything lines up and people get brought in to help you along your journey.
Hell yeah, bro.
I call them Sherpas, dude.
Oh, Sherpa, my
Sherpas.
God.
I call them Sherpas. Sherpas for everything, you know, and I just know that it wouldn't happen if I wasn't in there trying to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I like that. Sherpa.
Yeah.
My God.
Sherpas, bro.
Now, I do want to ask you too, my guy, for everyone that watches the YouTubes and everything, going back to the YouTube, there is an infamous vlog that was made out in Phoenix. Shouts out to Roughneck for definitely dropping that vlog, man. And I want you to know, man, I fanboyed the fuck out that day when I seen that video, bro. I was like, yo, that's my guy, Panda!
Yo, shout out Roughneck TV. Yeah, it's crazy. I just, again, you know, it's putting yourself in that position, but, you know, shout out to the homies that, you know, let me be involved in, you know, these dudes are cash plays, man, out of Phoenix. They're putting in work, and, you know, they brought me to that Fa spot, right?
Hell
shout
yeah.
out Fa 43.
Yes, sir.
These are my people, and the best meal I have all day, but... yeah, you know, I was just in that position where I can, you know, have that type of exposure. And hey, if I keep my mouth shut, then, you know, nothing's gonna ever happen. So
right.
I just happened to chop it up with the homie, and he's like, hey, I'm doing a vlog. You know, you wanna be on it? Hey, sure. Let me just say what I gotta say. Cool.
Yes, sir.
And there we go.
Bro, that day we got TCB worldwide, bro.
And TCB,
that shit was
for
wild.
real, for real, man. It's crazy.
Hell yeah, man. And my guy, now I want to go into, like, you know, the future works. Like, are we working on anything in the future?
Yeah.
Who are you working with? Are you working with anyone that you're excited to work with?
Yeah. So I got my homie Noetic the Poetic, so you can look him up online now. The homie and me have been making music since 2015.
The homie from the east side?
Yeah, he's over in Georgia.
Hell yeah, okay.
But I met him here in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna give you a little bit of a background because it's funny.
Yes,
so I was running an insurance office in town, and our insurance office had a Western Union.
Okay.
And the homie came in and he's like, hey, I need to send some money out, you know. And I'm like, all right, cool. And you know, when you work at those types of jobs, they train you on like how to look for certain things, like
fraud. Yeah.
So like, you know, whatever, right? And he's like, yeah, man, I'm an artist, you know. I'm paying this dude on Twitter to, you know, promote my page, and I'm like, oh, you know this dude? And he goes, nah, I never met him. And in my mind, I'm like,
right there all around.
I'm like, yo, I don't know. I just gotta tell you, bro. Like, this is one of the things they tell us. Hey, you know, you probably don't want to do that, right? He goes, no. You know, I've been talking with him and all this stuff, and cool. You know, I'm like, all right, you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Send the money, right? And he's telling me, he goes, yeah, I do my thing, and cool. And he came back like 2 minutes later, and he goes, yo, fam, can you reverse that? What happened? I go, what happened, bro? And he goes, man, motherfucker took the money, received it, and then blocked me, man. He blocked all my shit, and like literally, I don't know what to do. I'm like, shit. I'm like, yo, I knew it. I'm like, I knew it, dog. I'm like, I knew it was gonna be a scam, and shit, I can't do nothing about it. I'm sorry.
He got some money already, yeah, bro.
Like, fuck, man. He goes, fuck, I can't believe it. And I go, I'm sorry, bro. And he's like, man, I'm just, you know, I'm an artist, like, I'm trying to make it. Mm-hmm. And I go, yo, well, I'm a producer, like, you know, I make beats. Yeah. And he goes, oh, for real? He goes, oh, I just got out the military.